Joining me now is Sung-Yoon Lee, a scholar of Korea and East Asia Studies and a specialist on the DPRK. Sir, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Mike Pompeo said his meeting with Kim Jong Un is, quote unquote, another step forward. Do you look at it that way?
Well, no diplomat will say after this high-profile meeting that it was a step backward or that the meeting was unproductive. But when diplomats said this is a step forward or it was a productive meeting, basically in Diplo speak, this means that no great advancement was achieved, that the two sides talked about their views and probably agreed to disagree. What North Korea seeks is a drawn-out negotiation process during which North Korea aims to buy further time and money to further advance its nuclear capabilities while creating the illusion, the impression of concessions. You know, this Punggye-ri test site, the nuclear testing site that North Korea partially decommissioned back in May and brought up once again, North Korea is very good at really wringing you dry. And after having conducted already 6 underground nuclear tests at that site, North Korea has no reason to conduct further tests. Both India and Pakistan each have conducted 6 underground tests, but although that was 20 years ago, nobody presumes that therefore neither India nor Pakistan is a nuclear state. So North Korea is very good at negotiation, and I think Pompeo basically came away with not much, just another commitment by North Korea to do what it said it would and to have a follow-up summit meeting with Donald Trump.
Regarding denuclearization, where do you think things are? I ask you this because in the past few months since the Singapore summit, the DPRK, the different levels of government have sent out different signals at different times. Where are things stand now?
Well, where North Korea wants things to stand. You know, when North Korea dramatically changed its tune from that belligerent one, from molto agitato last year to placido, to a softer melody this year, one does not think North Korea is the party, the driver, wielding the carrot and stick. But I actually see it that way. The other powers in the region, including the United States, more often than not, merely react to North Korea's stimuli. So it's all preordained, and for North Korea, after having established credibility last year with continual belligerence, 3 ICBM tests and 1 very powerful hydrogen bomb test, this year was the time to launch a peace offensive, and it's going swimmingly. Why? Because already sanctions enforcement is that only in name. No one in the region really wants to try to enforce sanctions. Rather, they want to invest, give aid to North Korea. So North Korea has won each round, I would say, and a follow-up summit meeting would only ensnare President Trump further into the hole that he's dug for himself by impulsively agreeing to meet with Kim Jong Un. It will be very difficult for Trump to admit that he was mistaken and to walk away from the very same agreement that he himself has signed.
So, Sung-Yoon, what is the good to be had for President Trump? How would another summit meeting be advantageous for him domestically, given that the midterm elections are coming up?
Well, sure. And of course, foreign policy is an extension of domestic politics, domestic policy considerations. And President Trump will declare victory. And there are real political gains to be made by both sides. But I think the gains are far greater for North Korea than the United States. Trump will sell this as another peace or denuclearization gained, while North Korea probably will not oblige and continue to demand more and more concessions. In the past, we know that North Korea has wrested away from the US, South Korea, and other powers in the region tens of billions of dollars in aid for repeated pledges of denuclearization. I don't see anything that's really substantively different now. A nation doesn't spend half a century trying to develop the bomb and then just gives it away solely for the privilege of having sat down with the US leader.
Lee Sung-Yoon, thank you so much for your insight.